Welcome back. I'm Jill with the CarefreeKitchen.com, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a classic French toast recipe. And this French toast has all kinds of those warm spices that we love, and it's coated in amazing egg batter. And I'll also share with you my buttermilk syrup recipe. Alright, so these are the ingredients that we're going to need to get started. So I'm going to be using a few eggs, and of course you can scale this up or down depending on how many people you have. I'm going to use a little bit of milk, a little bit of vanilla, and it's really fun to switch this up and do like a coconut flavoring in here too. A little bit of nutmeg, some cinnamon, a little bit of salt, some brown sugar to help get that nice deep caramel coloring on the outside. And then this is the bread I'm using. This is a sliced brioche bread, and you can also find some bread in your bakery. You can pretty much use any kind. You can use Texas toast or wheat bread. I feel like this brioche bread makes the best bread. It's like really buttery on the outside, and then it's really soft and pretty dense on the inside. So that's what we're using today, but French bread also works great for this recipe. So to get started, I'm just gonna start with 3 eggs. I like to just use a pie plate because it's really easy to dip the bread. And I'm using 3 eggs, so probably 2 pieces of bread per egg if you want to scale it for your crowd. And then I'm going to add about a ½ a cup of milk. And I'm just gonna eyeball that. Then to this, I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of brown sugar, and then I want about a 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and another 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And then another secret ingredient is nutmeg. And you can certainly stop with the cinnamon, but the nutmeg adds a whole nother level. And so we're just gonna use a little pinch there. And then the last ingredient is vanilla extract, and we love to put coconut extract in this too. Just like a ½ of a teaspoon. Just go ahead and whisk this up, and you want it to be pretty well mixed. You don't want any big lumps of cinnamon or brown sugar. Okay, there we go. All nice and ready. But before we get started, I'm going to show you a really easy buttermilk syrup recipe, and if you haven't tried this, it is amazing on anything breakfast. On a French toast bake, regular French toast, pancakes, we love it on everything. Okay, so this is what you'll need for your buttermilk syrup. I have some butter here, some sugar, some corn syrup. I'm gonna make this just a classic vanilla flavor, but then I have a little bit of baking soda and some buttermilk. But if you don't have buttermilk, and I know some countries, I've seen responses on my site that they don't have buttermilk, you can do a cup of regular milk and then just pour in like 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. And that's a great substitute for buttermilk. Okay, so into our pan, I have this just on medium heat here. I'm going to put my butter. Oh, it's a little hot. Take that off the heat while it melts. And then to that, I'm going to add sugar and a couple tablespoons of corn syrup, and this will just help it all emulsify. And then I'm also going to add in about a ½ a cup of buttermilk. There we go. And we'll just go ahead and bring that up to a boil. Okay, so it has come up to a boil, and we're going to add in our baking soda, and this is gonna boil up, so you want to be sure you have a pan that's big enough. And we're just going to continue to cook this until it starts to turn a light caramely color. So it's pretty white right now, and then it'll probably take about 2 minutes, and it'll start to turn a light golden color, and then we'll just add in our vanilla extract. Okay, so here's the syrup, and it's just starting to turn colors. So we'll take it off the stove and then add in just a little bit of vanilla flavoring. Okay, and we'll let this just cool for about 5 minutes while we are cooking up our French toast. Alright, so I have a non-stick skillet here, and I like to use actual real butter when I'm making French toast because I like the edges to be nice and buttery. So I'm just going to put a teaspoon or so of that in there and let it melt. And then I'll get my brioche bread here and flip it on both sides. Let any excess drain off here. And then put it in there. And again with the second piece, make sure it's all coated nicely. All right, we'll just lift up the edge. It's nice and golden with that. Ooh, look how pretty those are. It's like crusty on the edges. We've got that nice light golden color there. So delicious. All right, here is the buttermilk syrup after it's had a chance to cool for about 5 minutes. It's just rich and caramely. I like to just pour it in a jar or some kind of a serving dish. And then you can just pour it on any kind of waffles or pancakes or French toast. Look at that, so rich and amazing. All right, here is my recipe for classic French toast. It is the most requested breakfast item at our house. It's got that nice golden crust on the outside. And we love to top ours with this buttermilk syrup, which is like a golden caramel syrup. And you just really can't beat it. And then also some fresh berries or some fresh whipped cream is also amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Carefree Kitchen. If you guys make some of my recipes, be sure to tag me on social media. I love seeing the things that you're making with your family and friends. Before you go, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.